For years, I was stuck in a game of chase and run with the men in my life. When they seemed all in, I put my walls up, too afraid to let them get too close. When they pulled away, I begged them to stay. When they hit me or cheated on me, I punished them with my words and actions. But I didn't usually leave. I thought I could heal and change them with my love. But I only ended up hating them, leaving when I could no longer stand to be in their presence. I began to distrust myself when it came to choosing partners, never fully believing in anyone I dated. I was frequently jealous and invaded my partner's privacy to find out if they were cheating on me. When it did happen, when they did cheat, I would be devastated for months, walking around like a wounded zombie. I'd feel like a terrible fool, embarrassed and ashamed for staying together with someone who treated me so poorly. When the worst relationships ended, I'd be overwhelmed with relief and wonder why I stayed so long. However, I would soon find another man to try to fix and save. I was a serial monogamist, rarely single for long. I jumped from one long-term relationship to another. As far as attachment styles go, I was both anxious and avoidant. Every guy I dated was the same. We existed in a state of constant relationship chaos. For many years, I believed that my problem was that I chose the wrong men, or that it was too hard to have relationships when you work in the adult entertainment industry. Much of the chaos I experienced revolved around me working in the strip clubs. My partners became jealous or dismissive or both, even when I was paying the bills. I thought it was because men were weak. I believed that they just couldn't handle being with a strong woman. That's why they were jealous, and that's why they cheated. But the truth was that I was the problem in my love life because I was doing relationships all wrong. It wasn't just my romantic relationships. I struggled with all of my relationships because I didn't know how to create the loving, meaningful connections with the people in my life that I desired. What I needed to learn the hard way was what really matters when it comes to life and love. Almost dying from a pharmaceutical injury in 2008 and then living with chronic illness ever since has truly taught me those hard lessons. Knowing me now, you could probably never imagine the angry, guarded young woman I once was. Today, you would see an open, loving, vulnerable, non-judgmental woman who does not get devastated when she's cheated on or betrayed in some way. This is because over the most painful years of my life, I went through a spiritual and emotional awakening that completely transformed everything I thought I knew about relationships and life itself. The change in me was so incredibly drastic, it's hard to believe how toxic I used to be. Fortunately, I lived to tell the tale, and you will find it in the pages of this book. The stories and lessons I share with you will change you into a completely new, healthier, happier person too. In this easy-to-read guide, you will learn how to identify the relationship beliefs that are holding you back from having amazing relationships, what the most important elements are in creating real intimacy, how to deconstruct the harmful effects of monogamy culture and reconstruct monogamy into something that is beautiful, how you can use rejection to constructively advance your life, how to identify the most important quality for a healthy relationship, how to love people unconditionally without getting hurt, and finally, how to let go with love when a relationship no longer serves you. By the time you finish reading this book, you will be equipped to create new, healthy, loving relationships and to regenerate and nourish the relationships you already have. In a matter of an afternoon, reading this book could change everything for you, your loved ones, and your love life. Today is the day you will finally understand how some people have amazing relationships while others struggle no matter how hard they try. Today is the day that you don't have to struggle anymore.